One of the biggest goals I have is doing the best that I can in the Air Force while I'm in the Air Force. I'm trying to be the best airman and best person I can be every day. And by doing this, I'm open-minded and I try to take every opportunity that I can. I was trying to be a victims advocate, and which led me to go to a Sapper Start seminar, the first of its kind, where I ended up actually briefing the Secretary of the Air Force and the Vice Chief of Staff. And just being open-minded and being the best that I can be led me to do the things that I never thought were real, like briefing the Secretary of the Air Force and going to places like Lajes. And I'm just so happy and blessed that I got to be a part of all of this.
Accomplishing goals for me is something that is not a one-time event. Accomplishing goals for me is changeable. It's progressive. I look at goals, I focus on what's important, and I set about that plan, and I put that plan into action. People ask me all the time, how did you make chief? Well, I tell them I made chief one stripe at a time. I focused on being excellent at what I could do. I focused on the task at hand, and I moved in that direction, and I continue to stay focused on the goal.
There's two roadblocks in accomplishing goals through to completion. Getting started and staying motivated throughout the whole process. Getting started is self-explanatory. You just need to set a date and get started. A goal that I've seen through completion is promotion fitness, doing well on a test. So I've set the date of the test, which I already know the approximate month that I'll be testing. And then I ask people if they'll hold me accountable. The best time for me to study is in the morning hours, and that's when I retain the most information. And I'll study for about an hour in the morning before I go to work. And then because it is morning, I also use that time to drink a little coffee and take little breaks every few minutes just to keep on task. And I also like to use a visual reminder. I'll use my hopeful stripes pinned up in front of my study area that I can focus on them, and that gives me a little extra motivation to stay through. And I realize that Rome wasn't built in a day, so this isn't something I can knock out in just a few days, that I need to take my time, stay with it, and see the goal through to completion.
I was in college for a number of years, about 6 or 7 to be more accurate, and I didn't accomplish anything. I didn't really know what I wanted. I ended up dropping out. When I joined the Air Force, I figured they could teach me the discipline and strength I lacked. And they really did. They gave me the tools to accomplish all my goals. At first it was little things like get through basic and then get through tech school. Now I find that I have a career I can be really proud of. I find that my parents have never been prouder of me. And I've also started these small organizations to not only improve the quality of life for Airmen, but to show that I could do it. As an A1C, I was able to work with a lieutenant in starting a Toastmasters here in Lajes. I was able to join Fab 5, which is a great public speaking club here in Lajes. Amongst many other things, thanks to my prior college education, I find that I'm very close to finishing my CCAF, and the world is an oyster for me now, thanks to the United States Air Force.
My first duty station was Joint Base Pearl Harbor Hickam in Hawaii, and one of my passions out there was building cars, anywhere from engine swaps to motor rebuilds, wire tucks and shaves. And one of the things is you're never really done with a project car. You just keep on going and going. No matter what it is, there's always, gotta tweak this, gotta tune that, gotta do something different just to modify it a little bit more, get better than how you were before. When I was doing that, I wanted to document what I did, so I had a camera and started doing photography. And I started, hosting car meets, car shows, and I started judging car shows, and I was documenting it all with my camera. It was never really serious with the camera, but and photography, but I started getting better. And I took that mindset of I can do better with my cars, and I applied it to my camera. So I started doing more photography. I started doing more car photo shoots. I started doing family photography, scenic photography, just everything, I wanted to do it all. And I started getting better at that to the point where a year after I picked up a camera, I started photo shooting and contributing to bigger car magazines. One of the bigger car magazines I did was Super Street. It's 3 million subscribers. It's mainly about import cars, and I also did Japanese car magazines.
When I enlisted in the military, I knew I wanted to help people. I didn't know at the time how to go about doing it. I first started out in air transportation. I worked on the flight line, and I was very happy in that job. I just didn't feel accomplished. And then I got a good mentor who I talked over my concerns with about my current job at the time. And he said, hey, if you want to go into the medical field, just do it. We can find a way to make that happen. And so with his support and his time, we were able to get my second career started as a 4N, as a med tech. After that, I was helping people. I loved my job, but I wanted to do more. I wanted to have more autonomy. And so I found another mentor, a nurse, and she said, hey, we need nurses. The Air Force really needs people like you. And after that, we talked about it again. We set goals together, and before I knew it, I was in the NECP program, the Nurse Education Commissioning Program, and never separated from the military. And I'm a nurse, and here I am, 16 years later, happy, and I'm doing what I love.